Run faster or run fastest. That's the rule in most track and field events. And just like any sport, track and field athletes are extremely competitive. While some aim to break someone else's record, some intend to break their very own record. Basically, their goal is to dethrone whoever's at the top, or their record if they had already retired, and defend that spot as hard as they can for as long as they can. Well, that's what Noah Lyles plans to do this year. But it probably won't be easy, as he aims to break Usain Bolt's record. Today, Usain Bolt has become something of a household name for being the fastest person in the world, and that's not a title someone can obtain easily or steal. Well, at least until now, many believe that Lyles just might be able to come close to Bolt's record. In light of that, while the biggest challenge for the Olympic Games over the next decade will be finding someone like Usain Bolt, Lyles just may at least come close. So far this year, Noah Lyles has run a personal best and is coming for Usain Bolt's world record. Noah Lyles is a 24-year-old athlete from Gainesville, Florida, who already is running faster than Bolt did at that same age. Lyles is currently dominating the 200 meters, where he has the fastest time of 19.50 seconds, and looks capable of becoming a 100-meter great too, with a fastest time of 9.86 seconds. In 2017, he set a new world record for the indoor 300-meter. Well, at least we know Lyles can outrun zombies in case of an apocalypse. Lyles' record of 19.50 seconds set in 2019 is the 8th fastest time ever run. Since Bolt and Johan Blake at the London 2012 Olympic Games, nobody has covered half the track as quickly. Notably, only Bolt, Blake, and Michael Johnson have run the 200-meter faster ever. Because of this, many sports enthusiasts are beginning to think that Lyles' prowess just may come close to that of Bolt's. And I personally think Lyles does have the stamina to do just that. So far, Lyles is a 3-time world champion, 4-time Diamond League final winner, 1-time World Championship silver medalist, and 1-time Olympic Games bronze medalist. Lyles' 200-meter sprint personal best is 19.31 seconds, his 100-meter sprint personal best is 9.86 seconds, and his 150-meter sprint personal best is 14.69 seconds. In all 3 competitions, Usain Bolt has run quicker than Lyles, with times of 9.58 and 19.19 seconds respectively for the 100-meter and 200-meter sprints. Bolt now owns the world record. He had a personal best time of 14.35 seconds for the 150-meter sprint. That said, it will be extremely hard to break Usain Bolt's record, as he has cemented his legacy as one of the greatest sprinters in the history of athletics. Although a lot of sprinters came in to replace him as the best on the track through the years, especially after his retirement, no one came as close as Noah Lyles to replace him as the face of the sport. As they say, no one can own the crown, or in this case, the recognition. How did this come about? Last year, the athlete from Gainesville, Florida earned yet another step closer to being the next, or at least close to, Bolt. At the World Athletics Championships in Oregon last year, Lyles competed against Kenneth Bednarek and Arian Knighton in the men's 200-meter race. At the time, the race was shaping up to be a close battle between Lyles and the fast-rising athlete Arian Knighton. Lyles, the defending world champion, came into the race as the fastest qualifier, but faced a stiff challenge from Knighton, who earlier that year had become the 4th fastest man in history with a time of 19.49. However, Lyles has successfully outrun Knighton and U.S. legend Michael Johnson to become the fastest U.S. athlete of all time and the 3rd fastest man of any nation behind Usain Bolt and Johan Blake. Then there's me, and the only record I'd have is probably the fastest eating. Although Lyles failed to win the world title at the Olympic Games in Tokyo 2020, he continued to persevere and ran with supreme confidence throughout the rounds in Oregon, even setting the 21st fastest time ever in the semifinals with 1962. After the race, Lyles faced the exuberant home crowd at Hayward Field and said, "I was truly in form for the world record, but I'm okay with the American record. To be honest, every step was purposeful, going out with intent to win. I've given my all." Yes, you did. On becoming the 3rd fastest 200-meter runner of all time, Lyles shared, "There's a big difference between being number 4 and number 3. When I ran 19.50, I remember saying, how the heck did Michael Johnson run 19.30? And then how did they get to 19.2 and then 19.19? Then I said, let's not worry about it. When the time comes, and the time finally came." In light of that, no one, including Usain Bolt, had a 200-meter season like Noah Lyles had in 2022. Last year, Lyles ran a total of 12 200-meter races in 7 meets, winning them all and finishing all 12 under 20 seconds. After one of the races, Lyles said, "To be honest, it was a great race. All year, it was all about running faster and faster. It's everything." See, running faster and faster are the words to live by. That's probably what most athletes' mantras are. Just run faster than the person in front of you. Or at least something like that. However, despite having a successful season last year, Lyles found something not worth celebrating. A photo of him tearing off half of his United States speed suit after realizing that he had edged Michael Johnson's iconic 26-year-old record by 0.01. What did the athlete notice in his own photo? The muscles on one side of his chest are less developed than the other, a muscle imbalance that has a trickle-down effect on the muscles in his back, legs, and core, an indication his body is not able to produce its maximum force. Still, the photo is something that he'll surely be able to cherish forever. To Lyles, the image is one part cherished memory and one part motivation. I'd have framed it and displayed it if it were me. Preparing for this year's season, Lyles aims to make his dream in high school come true. At the time, he envisioned himself running on a blue track in an Olympic semi-final, crossing the finish line and seeing the time 9:41. A time like that would obliterate Usain Bolt's 100-meter record of 9:58 set in 2009. Well, cross your fingers. Most athletes tend to believe that they could achieve their goals if they worked hard enough for them. Lyles, too, is a believer that strong convictions manifest themselves into real results. For this reason, he believes that his wildest dreams could become closer to reality this year. He plans to double up at the World Championships in Hungary several months from now, competing in the 100 and 200 meters. Lyles expects nothing less than world-class times, and we kind of do too. Everybody hears me talk about breaking the world record in the 200, but I have the same plans for the 100, if not more, Lyles said. Truthfully, I have a specific number in mind for the 100, but I'm just so far away from it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up on it. It makes me that much more excited and that much more hungry to perfect something that people essentially see as my weaker event. In a recent interview with the BBC service, when asked about breaking Bolt's 200-meter record of 19.19, Lyles said, "Personally, I don't think it's crazy to say, but I don't think it'll be that hard." In February of this year, Noah Lyles ran a personal best time in the 60-meter, then reaffirmed record-breaking intentions for the 100-meter and, especially, the 200-meter, where Usain Bolt holds the fastest times in history. At the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix in Boston, Lyles won the 60-meter sprint in 6.51 seconds, clipping Trayvon Bromell, the world 100-meter bronze medalist, by 2/1000ths in his first top-level meet of the year. Bromell is notably a past world indoor 60-meter champion and has a better start than Lyles, which is crucial in a 6-second race. Despite that, Lyles ran down Bromell and shaved 4/100ths off his personal best. This surely bids well for Lyles' prospects come the spring and summer outdoor season in his better distances, the 100-meter and the 200-meter. We'd better keep our eyes on Lyles' progress. "This is the moment I've been working like 7 years for," he said. "We're not coming for the 200-meter world record. We're coming for all the records." Among the world records Lyles would like to break is that of Bolt's. In fact, Lyles has since spoken openly about targeting Bolt's world record from 2009. With the recent development, Lyles believes that special things are on the horizon come the major summer meets, the USA Track and Field Outdoor Championships in July and the World Championships in Budapest in August. Are you excited for them? I sure am. After focusing on the 200-meter last year, Lyles plans to race both the 100-meter and the 200-meter this year, so make sure you keep your eyes on him in the coming competitions. Whether you're rooting for him or against him, Noah Lyles is worth watching out for.